got a couple of wheels here that I'm going to make into some end tables. This is from an R56 Mini Cooper, John Cooper Works. So this was a beautiful wheel, but it got bent. These cars are really prone to getting bent wheels. So I took it to a machine shop and had them finish it off flush with the inside surface, the mounting surface here for the wheel. And then did a similar thing for this 911 wheel. This is a Porsche 996 2000 911, and this one got some kind of piece of steel thrust through the wheel on a freeway and blew it out, so I similarly had it machined flush with the mounting surface. So I got some 3/4 inch birch finished plywood and cut these into circles. And even though the Porsche wheel is an 18-inch wheel and the Mini's a 17-inch wheel, the same diameter plywood fit nicely for both wheels. So what my plan is I'm gonna, the surface that goes up, I'll paint that black so you can't see through that, and then the bottom will be the structural piece, and we'll secure the legs to it. We'll run the lug bolts through here and thread them into the plywood for both wheels. So, and I'll plan on finishing the bottom of this just to protect it, even though you can't really see the underside of it. Drafted up some scale plans for each wheel. The Porsche wheel is 3/4 of an inch deeper than the Mini, so I have to add an extra 3/4 of an inch to the structure for the Mini so that both of these things will stand at the same height. So right here is the 3/4 inch birch that goes right underneath the wheel. We're going to counterbore that to make room for this nut and stud that's secure to the leg. And then I've got an aluminum washer because this leg is hollow that'll fit in between, and then I'll put 3/4 inch puck in here that's 3 inches diameter in between. In the case of the Mini, because I have to add the 3/4 of an inch, I'll add a 1/2 inch puck, and then I got some extra 1/4 inch 3 inch diameter pucks, and that'll give me my 3/4 of an inch. You can see how I've got this finished plywood laid out. I found the center of it, I placed the wheel over it, and then found where the centers of the bolt holes should be for the lug bolts. And then I decided to put these mount these supports for the legs 1/4 of an inch off the edge, and then mapped out where the holes should be. And I've customized each one because I'm a little bit worried about build variation, so every one has to be fit exactly in its home, and placed the discs on here in order to locate the holes and then dress them. Then I've got a countersunk hole in here to make room for this nut that goes on the stud, so that way when I place it on there, it's a place for that thing to go. And then this will thread into the leg of this, and that's how that'll get mounted here, and then tighten these screws, and that'll put it all together. I decided to run a trial with a piece of scrap wood, same wood that I'm using for the bottom support of these things. So by deciding which hole to drill, so I arrived at a 1/2 inch in this case. It'd be nice to go just like 1/64 bigger, but I don't have one of those bits, so I'll just open it up a little bit more with this drill, and then I'll get a good grip with this lug bolt, and I won't split the wood either, so I think it's a good compromise. This piece is too big for my drill press, so I have to do this the old school way. I use this power drill with a level on the back, so that if I get this straight up vertical, it should be okay. And I'm going to drill this from the bottom because you can actually see the bottom, and the breakout on the other side will be covered by the wheel. put a 1/8 inch radius on this corner out here, so I got my router lined up to do that, and I tried it out first on my scrap piece to dial in the depth. Looks pretty good. I just got to, we're ready to finish. So I'm going to clean up these pencil marks to get it ready for staining. Those holes for the lug bolts worked out pretty well. I just tightened 2 of them and got the others started. But they torqued up nicely and they protrude just about the amount I expected. So it all looks good. Now we've moved on to the mini wheel, and so I've got 2 1/2-inch, 3-inch diameter pucks here, and there's just a clearance hole for the stud there, but then I've got a counter bore in the second piece for the nut, and then I'll place that on top of this piece here, and that'll go into the base. So this is the mini board. It's been painted and I couldn't stand it. I'd throw a little paint on there to clean up on those bolt holes, even though you can't see them. And this is the Porsche. And so they're painted on this side, and then we need to stain on the edge and on the underside. So I'll leave them like this overnight, and we'll use this as a trial piece. It's the same wood as this, and we'll figure out what stain looks good on here, and once that's dialed in, we'll apply it to these two. I just received the John Cooper Works hubcap for the Mini, and yep, that feels right, so that's going to fit great. That's going to be beautiful. I looked for new lug bolts and a new center cap for the Porsche wheel, but they were too expensive, so I'm going to stick with that one there. Alright, our master stainer here has sanded both of these and is now staining to get the bottom surface. We're avoiding these areas right here because I've got them marked because I have to fit the right hardware to that, and then she'll get the edges too. And then after she's done with that, she'll take care of these pucks here. We'll do them the same way, then we'll be ready to assemble. Alright, these are all stained and looking good. So we remove them from this board and get ready for assembly. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do is for these 8 studs, apply some blue thread locker right here. Because someday I might want to take this thing apart, but I'll apply the blue right here, set the nuts, and then right before I assemble I'll put some blue. So thread lock is applied with all the studs, a little subflush here from the top of the nut, so we know we've got space. This is a mini leg, which is a little bit different because the counter bore is in the disc. First one assembled, that is very solid. This is going to work out great. I was not able to get the washers to fit on here, but I think that's okay to install these without washers. So this is going pretty well. Alright, this is nice and stable, and the feet are adjustable to account for uneven floor surfaces. Alright, we're going to polyurethane this stained wood now. So this is a water-based polyurethane. I think in just one coat get the job done. wrench out so we put the right torque on these. Okay, that's a joke. You know it's a joke. Okay, let's get this mini wheel installed. Putting these mini bolts in. Oh, that was weird. There it is. Okay, strange. This one does not want to start, so I'm just going to open it up a little bit with a rat tail file. Those turned out really well. Exactly what I was hoping for. So now I just need to get some glass that I ordered, put it on there, and then we're done. Got the glass in, so there's our mini wheel. Looking good. And there's the Porsche wheel. That one came out great also.
Olha que o galo cantou, o sol vai raiar e você não parou de sambar. Eu sei que você me é fiel, mas é que